In this in-depth hour-plus deep dive, we analyze every tear, every confession, and every shocking moment from Kody Brown's time on Special Forces, World's Toughest Test Season 4. From crying over his failures as a father to admitting he'd never do polygamy again, declaring I'd never marry again, and taking full blame for his fractured family, we cover it all with clips, quotes, and context from his explosive Good Day New York interview just days before the finale. Is this real growth or just a redemption tour? We explore his regrets about his 18 kids, the 3 divorces, favoritism accusations, Garrison's tragic death, and how the DS broke through his ego in ways sister wives never could. Timestamps below. Like, subscribe, and comment. Do you believe Kody has changed? Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, or if you're new here, hit that subscribe button right now because today we're diving deep, like really deep, into one of the most shocking reality TV crossovers of the year, Sister Wives patriarch Kody Brown on Special Forces, World's Toughest Test Season 4. If you've been following Sister Wives for years like I have, you know Kody has always been this larger-than-life, sometimes arrogant, always defensive guy who's quick to blame everyone else, his wives, the kids, COVID rules, you name it, for why his plural family fell apart. But something happened on Special Forces that no one saw coming. The guy who once bragged about having 4 wives and 18 kids, who strutted around like the king of the castle with his curly locks and his principles, broke down in ways we've never seen. He cried real tears, he admitted he was the discrepancy, he said he should have been a better dad, a better husband, and in a brand new interview just yesterday, November 18th, 2025, on Good Day New York, he dropped bombshells like, I had 18 kids with 4 wives, there's been 3 divorces, and I would never do it again. I'd never marry again. Yeah, you heard that right. The man who built his entire identity on polygamy is done with it forever. And with the Special Forces Season 4 finale airing this Thursday, the timing couldn't be more perfect to unpack all of this. We're going to go chronologically through his journey on the show, pull out every key confession, cross-reference it with what's been happening on Sister Wives Season 20, look at fan reactions, and really ask the big question. Is this genuine growth, or is Kody just performing for the cameras on his so-called redemption tour? Grab a drink, get comfortable, because this is going to be a long one. We're talking full breakdown, no stone unturned. Let's start at the very beginning, because context is everything with Kody Brown. For those who might be coming here just from Special Forces and don't know the full Sister Wives saga, and trust me, there are a lot of you, because Kody's episodes have been blowing up the ratings. Here's the quick backstory. Kody Brown rose to fame in 2010 on TLC's Sister Wives, where he was legally married to Mary, spiritually married to Janelle and Christine, and then added Robyn as wife number 4. They had 18 kids total, 1 with Mary Leon, 6 with Janelle, including the late Garrison, 6 with Christine, and 5 with Robyn, 3 from her previous marriage that Kody adopted. It was all presented as this big, happy plural family living their fundamentalist Mormon faith. Well, an offshoot of it, moving from Utah to Las Vegas to Flagstaff to escape legal troubles and build Coyote Pass, that dream property that never quite happened. But over 19 seasons, we watched it crumble. Christine left first in 2021, saying Kody had become a completely different person, cold and distant. Janelle followed in 2022, citing the same issues plus financial fights. Mary was pushed out essentially the same year after decades of being ignored. Robyn is the last wife standing, and Kody now openly favors her and her kids, Solomon, Ariella, and the adopted ones Dayton, Aurora, and Brianna. The older kids from the other moms? Many are estranged. Gabe, Savannah, Gwen, Paydon, even Logan to some extent, communication is minimal or non-existent. And then the ultimate tragedy. Janelle and Kody's son Garrison died by suicide in March 2024 at age 25, amid reports of a huge rift with his dad over COVID rules and favoritism. Kody has always deflected blame. Narcissistic wives, disloyal kids, they abandoned the faith, you name it. That's the Kody we knew going into Special Forces. So why did Kody even do Special Forces? World's Toughest Test? This show, for the uninitiated, throws celebrities into real-style training, freezing water, heights, interrogations, physical torture basically, run by ex-Special Forces operatives like Rudy Reyes, Jason Fox, Mark Billy Billingham, and Remy Lake. They call them the DS directing staff, and their job is to break you down mentally and physically to reveal your true character. Kody said in pre-show interviews that he wanted to be good at being a man, channel his quality manhood, and prove his leadership. He even attributed his skills to growing up in a polygamist culture, where men are providers and protectors. Robyn was reportedly nervous but supportive. And at first, Kody was cocky, talking big, trying to lead challenges, clashing a bit with castmates like Sean Johnson East during a hostage rescue simulation where he admitted later he made huge mistakes in leadership and it could have gotten them killed in real life. There were rumors of behind-the-scenes drama, but Kody shut those down, saying he loved everyone. Early episodes showed him struggling physically, the guy's in his late 50s, after all, but pushing through, boxing, carrying logs, the usual grueling stuff. But the real fireworks started when the DS turned up the psychological heat. In one episode, they did this interrogation tactic where they separate recruits and grill them on their weaknesses. For Kody, it was always going to be family. And oh boy, did they go there. In episode 7, titled Composure, I think the DS straight up called him out on his estrangement from most of his 18 kids. Billy Billingham was brutal. He questioned if Kody really cared about everyone or only if they sang to his tune. Kody tried to defend himself at first, talking about how he grew up believing polygamy was his calling, that his dad had 3 wives, that it was part of the culture. But then the tears came. Real, ugly cry tears. Kody admitted, I'm the discrepancy. I should have had a stronger relationship with my children. He said he didn't know **T about being a dad and husband, that he had an adolescent mindset, that his pride got in the way of accepting criticism. He broke down saying the kids turned against him because of favoritism accusations, always claiming he favored Robyn's kids. They were like, I don't need dad or want dad in my life. And for once, instead of blaming the ex-wives or the kids for being disloyal, he owned it. If you're partly culpable, you're fully culpable. He even said his resistance to being wrong came from ego, and Special Forces forced him to face that he was the problem. Then there was the letter challenge. Recruits have to write a letter home, burning their old self or something symbolic. Most wrote to family, pouring their hearts out. Kody? He wrote to Robyn. Fans went wild on Reddit. He had the perfect chance to apologize to his kids, and he wrote to his favorite wife instead? It reinforced the favoritism narrative. But later, in confessionals, he did say he wants to repair all the relationships with my family and even my ex-wives, acknowledging that's not easy. Another gut punch moment was the family video messages. Everyone gets a surprise video from loved ones, and the DS judges your emotional reaction. Too stoic and you're hiding feelings, too much and you're weak. Robyn sent Kody a message with the kids, and he teared up hard, saying it made him miss them and realize what he'd lost with the others. The DS pushed him on why some kids cut contact, and again, he admitted the divorces caused bad blood, that he favored certain households, and that communication ceased because of him. Fast forward to this week. Just yesterday, November 18th, 2025, Kody sat down with Good Day New York ahead of the finale, and if the show cracked him open, this interview ripped the Band-Aid off completely. He debuted a shocking new short haircut. Gone are the iconic curls. It's like he symbolically cut away the old Kody. The hosts were ready to talk challenges and finale teases, but Kody steered it right to the heavy stuff. He flat out said, I had 18 kids with 4 wives. There's been 3 divorces, and I would never do it again. I'd never marry again. Let that sink in. The man whose entire brand was plural marriage is swearing off marriage entirely. He talked about how Special Forces gave him a military mindset on blame. If you're even partly at fault, own all of it. I went into it going, yeah, I was the problem. But in all reality, it's to be shared with ex-wives. But mostly he put it on himself. He said the show tested him in unexpected ways, forcing him to confront emotions he'd buried. And about the finale? He teased it's intense, but the real intensity was emotional. More breakdowns, more accountability. Now, let's zoom out and connect the dots to Sister Wives, because watching both shows side by side is wild. On Special Forces, Kody is humble, crying, saying, "I failed as a father. I should have built stronger bonds." On Sister Wives Season 20, which is airing concurrently, he's still sometimes defensive. Still close only with Robyn's kids. Still mourning Garrison, but in ways that feel surface level to fans. Remember, Garrison's death hangs over everything. Kody has said separately he regrets not talking more with him, not making things right before it was too late. On Special Forces, when they push him on fatherhood failures, you can feel that pain bubbling under. He lost a son amid all this estrangement, and it seems like the show made him realize how fragile those relationships were. Fan reactions? Explosive. On Reddit, threads in r/sisterwives and r/TL sisterwives are blowing up. Some are cynical. This is a made-for-TV breakdown. He's faking it for redemption. He lied about when his dad entered polygamy to rewrite history. Writing the letter to Robyn instead of the kids? Classic favoritism. Others are hopeful. For the first time, he's owning it without blaming Christine or Janelle. The DS broke through where therapy and tell-alls failed. A lot of people point out his mannerisms. Kody only shows emotion when it's anger or now these forced tears. But is it real? And the haircut? Fans are saying it's like he's trying to look humble now, less peacock, more broken man. Personally, I lean skeptical but want to believe. Kody has spent years gaslighting his family on camera, telling Christine their intimacy was duty, ignoring Mary for a decade, kicking Janelle's sons out over COVID vaccines while bending rules for Robyn's. But Special Forces isn't scripted like that. The DS don't care about your TLC narrative. They see ego and call it out. And Kody lasted pretty far, spoilers avoided, but he's in the mix for the finale, which means he pushed through real hell. Saying, "I'd never do polygamy again," isn't something he'd say lightly. It's his entire identity crumbling. What does this mean for the future? Will he reach out to Leon, Gabe, Gwen, Savannah, the ones who need it most? Will Sister Wives Season 21 show actual reconciliation, or more of the same? Robyn seems supportive, but even she might be tired of being the last one standing. And the kids? Paedon has been vocal defending Kody sometimes. Michael T is neutral, but others like Gwen and Gabe have publicly called out the favoritism. As we head into the Special Forces finale this Thursday, expect more tears, more physical feats, and probably Kody reflecting on how far he's come or pretending to. But that Good Day interview? That's the real finale teaser. Kody Brown, the polygamy poster boy, single wife only now, swearing off marriage, admitting he was the problem. If this is growth, it's the slowest, most painful kind. If it's an act, it's Oscar-worthy. What do you all think? Is Kody changed forever, or is this just another chapter in the drama? Drop your thoughts below. Did the DS finally get through to him? Which moment broke you? Garrison mentions always hit hard. Like this video if you want more deep dives. Maybe one on each wife's reaction or the kids' social media hints. Part 2 of our epic deep dive into Kody Brown's life-changing Special Forces journey. The Season 4 finale hasn't aired yet, Thursday night, but we have every clue about how far Kody went, his most vulnerable moments from the later episodes, the Good Day New York bombshells with his brand new short haircut, and whether this is finally real accountability or just another Kody spin. We analyze the interrogation breakdowns, the Robyn video that wrecked him, why fans are calling BS on some of his shared blame comments, and what the DS really thought of him. Plus, did favoritism follow him into the camp? Timestamps in comments. If you missed part 1, go watch it now. Okay fam, if you're still with me after that massive part 1, and seriously, thank you because we're only halfway through this rabbit hole, let's keep rolling. Because the back half of Special Forces Season 4 is where Kody Brown truly unraveled in ways that make the early episodes look like a warm-up lap. We're talking full interrogation resistance training, escape and evasion under enemy. fire, those brutal one-on-one sessions with the DS where they strip away every defense you've got, and for Kody, that meant confronting not just his ego, but the raw pain of losing 3 wives, estranging most of his kids, and carrying the weight of Garrison's death in a way that even sister wives' therapy couches never forced him to do. And remember, this all filmed months ago, before the Good Day New York interview dropped yesterday, November 18th, 2025, where Kody showed up with his iconic long curls chopped off into this short, tight, almost military-style crop that has the entire fandom screaming, symbolic reset or midlife crisis. But we'll circle back to that haircut and those explosive quotes in a minute, because first, we have to talk about how the DS absolutely demolished Kody in the later challenges and whether he actually made it to the very end or tapped out when the family questions got too real. So, picking up around episode 8 or 9, the episodes start blurring together because everyone is more intense than the last. The recruits are down to maybe 8 or 9 people at this point. A bunch have already voluntarily withdrawn, some from injury, some because the psychological warfare broke them. Kody's still in it grinding, but you can see the toll. His body is holding up better than expected for a 57-year-old reality dad who spent more time arguing on couches than doing burpees, but mentally, cracks everywhere. One of the standout challenges was the behind enemy lines simulation where they have to evade capture, navigate through hostile territory with fake militia hunting them, and if you're caught, boom, straight to interrogation. Kody gets paired with some of the younger, fitter recruits like Randall Cobb or Andrew East, and there's tension because Kody's trying to take charge again with his quality manhood leadership style he bragged about early on, but the DS are calling him out for being too loud, too slow, too stuck in his ways. In one clip that's been circulating like crazy, Kody's whispering strategy and one of the female recruits, I think it was Sean Johnson East, rolls her eyes so hard you can hear it through the night vision goggles. Brianna Chicken Fry LaPaglia already spilled post-show that Kody rubbed a lot of the women the wrong way with his old-school views on gender roles, and it shows here. He's not outright sexist on camera anymore after the early backlash, but you feel it, he's frustrated when the group doesn't follow the man's plan. Then comes the capture. Almost everyone gets nabbed eventually. That's the point. And they're thrown into these stark interrogation rooms, hooded, stressed positions, blasted with noise, cold water, the full-style treatment that's as real as it gets without actually being torture. This is where past seasons broke people like Dwight Howard or Hannah Brown, and for Kody, oh man, they went straight for the jugular, family. The interrogators, actors, but trained to be ruthless, start grilling him on why he's such a failure as a father, why his kids hate him, why he played favorites, bringing up specific names like Gabe and Garrison that somehow the production must have fed them from his earlier confessions. Kody's hooded, shaking, and you hear him muttering no comment at first, trying to resist like the DS taught them. But then the tears start. Full body sobs. He lasts a respectable amount of time, longer than some of the athletes, actually, but eventually cracks and starts spilling about how he lost control, how the divorces created bad blood that poisoned everything, how he wishes he'd been a better leader in the family like he was trying to be on the show. The DS watching on monitors are impressed that he didn't fully break protocol, but Rudy Reyes pulls him aside afterward and says something like, "Mate, you carry a lot of guilt." That's heavy armor, but it's still armor. When are you gonna drop it for real? And Kody just nods, wrecked. Another massive moment that had Sister Wives fans pausing and rewinding. The surprise family video messages, part 2. Earlier in the season, there was one that crushed him. But this later one hits different because by now the recruits are skeletons of themselves, sleep-deprived, bruised, emotionally raw. Robyn sends another video with Sol and Ari, telling Kody how proud she is, how the kids miss their hero daddy, and Kody loses it again. But this time the DS push harder in the debrief. Why is it always Robyn? Where are the messages from the other 13 kids? What did you do to make them not want to send one? And for once, Kody doesn't deflect with disloyalty or narcissistic ex-wives. He straight up says, "I favored one household. I stopped showing up equally. The older kids felt abandoned, especially after COVID rules and all the fighting. Communication ceased because of me." He even references Garrison indirectly. No one on the show mentions the suicide explicitly because it happened after filming, but you can feel the ghost in the room when Kody whispers, "I regret not fixing things when I had time." Some bridges are burned forever now. It's the closest he's ever come on television to acknowledging how his favoritism toward Robyn's kids contributed to the estrangements, and possibly worse. Now, let's talk about that letter challenge I teased in part 1, the one where recruits burn something symbolic from their old life and write a letter they may or may not send. Most people write to estranged family, apologizing, pouring their soul out. Kody writes to Robyn. Again. Fans lost their minds. Of course he did. She's the only one